I think I was about 14 when we used to go down to the beck. 5 minutes away from my home was a stretch of lush green hills, which were the backbone of many childhood memories for me. At the bottom of those hills ran a murky offshoot of a nearby river, which we called the beck. In the winter, the hills would be coated with a crisp layer of snow, perfect for sledding down, and in the summer, we could spend hours racing down the thick bed of grass and climbing back up just to do it all again. Lewis was the daredevil of the group, who made us go down to the beck in the first place, and Carl was the voice of reason who stepped in when things got too risky. I remember at the time we were trying to build a dam, essentially blocking up the river with sticks and twigs, because we thought it would somehow purify the water. It seems silly looking back. But I remember that day we finished early to find out if there was anywhere further down the river we could explore. Brushing past some overgrown shrubs, we found a section of the river we'd never been to before. From out of nowhere, a kid our age, maybe a bit younger, stepped down onto the riverbank. The kid said this was his part of the river, but he'd forgive us if we played with him. He proposed a game of hide and seek, and the new kid went through each of us, choosing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. He went to each of us until he stopped and Carl was declared it. We ran and hid as Carl began to count to 30. I chose a nearby shrub to hide behind, just out the way enough so someone might walk past and not notice. After a few minutes, I could hear rustling nearby and was found by Carl. Lewis had already been found. We regrouped to search for the new kid, but couldn't find him anywhere. We didn't even know his name to shout out for him. After a while, we just sort of gave up and left. Retiring to our respective homes, I couldn't help wonder what that kid was doing down there on his own in the first place. Carl's body was found washed up in the river a few days later. Police noted the tracks that led to the river indicated he'd been dragged down there before being drowned.